There was a lot of things I thought that would happen after the season. I can tell you one thing: Calvin Ridley being the new Pete Rose was definitely not one of them. Now, for those that know, I'm not shocked this is happening. Calvin Ridley is suspended for the entire 2022 NFL regular season because while he's away from the Falcons, he bet on NFL games. I'm personally not shocked this is happening because of how much emphasis they've been putting on gambling with DraftKings and FanDuel. It's not a shock in the slightest. And yeah, the entire 2022 season, at least, they're saying that they could potentially be suspended for further. Right here, Field Yates from ESPN is reporting. Basically said before. It says right here, as part of a suspension through at least the 2022 season, Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley will forfeit his base salary of $11,116,000 for 2022. Spent a year. My God. This is a guy that people thought was going to get traded because of issues with the Falcons and him. And now it looks like he might not even play football again for a while. Like, I thought this is a guy that get traded to the Patriots or something, or even the Bengals. But now it looks like, there's some reports saying Atlanta Falcons Calvin Ridley breaks the silence. Return, trade, cryptic and cute is insulting. What's going with Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley? Patriots and Browns among teams to express interest. Well, that's not going to happen now, Chief. That's not going to happen now, that's for sure. It's over. And it's a shame because honestly, I think this is stupid. I don't think he should have been suspended at all. In a league in which it focused so much on betting and gambling and everything else, you shouldn't be shocked that Calvin Ridley is someone that's taking part in it, especially when he's away from the Falcons. I mean, was he gambling? I don't know. Like, that happens. A lot of us do it. And you can say integrity all you want. Come on, guys. You made this a big part of your business. DraftKings, FanDuel, you've legalized sports betting in so many areas. Wilfred Winkenbach is one of my most wanted guys for the Hall of Fame because of how he invented fantasy football. It's so much of it is centered around that. You shouldn't be shocked that something like this is happening. For someone like Calvin Ridley, I don't think this harms any integrity, honestly. People say, "Oh, the integrity of the sport." Come on, guys. You put this on yourself. I mean, do I think this is bad for the game? I wasn't thinking of the whole season. I'd say maybe a few games, but a whole season, man. How much did he bet? Seriously. How much did he bet? Now that's another thing that Matt Ryan had to deal with. He was a great wide receiver. I mean, he was an all-pro in 2020. I mean, Matt Ryan, he was a great target for Matt Ryan. And the reason why Ryan had a bit of a down season this year was because Ridley wasn't there. Didn't help that his O-line wasn't good either. He'd probably have another 4,000-yard season like he always does. I mean, they're not going to trade for him now. He has no trade value. I mean, they can maybe trade him away. Apparently, there was an entire investigation that was going on since last month and revolving around it. Will to change that it's not over for Gimme because NFL will have to betting on most games that are betting legal. That's true. It's crazy. You're focusing so much on betting and gambling, you shouldn't be shocked that something like this is happening. I mean, it's absolutely crazy, dude. Like, it's absolutely insane. I told this to some of my friends, like, my God. I think this is stupid in the first place that he's getting suspended for this long for it. I mean, as long as he's not betting on his own team, I mean, he's not even playing in it. So, like, I don't really have much of an issue with it. It's just insane to think of. Just get this news story. And Calvin Ridley, did he have those mental health issues or did he have a gambling addiction? That I'm really curious about. Because it was during the campaign. So was he still playing when this was happening? Was he focused on it? Like, I'm curious about this now. Because was that what he was doing? Was that what the mental health was? He was just a gambling addict? Couldn't that have been another reason? Yeah, was that the mental illness? Was he addicted to gambling? And yes, Brandon Perna, he did pull a Pete Rose. It is a mental health condition. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I'd say so. It is an addiction. And people need to regulate it. Considering it's over a year, probably. Wouldn't be shocked. It's not even funny. I mean, invest the entire 17-game season. The entire season. They could trade for him, but they're not going to give him his salary now. It's absolutely insane. Also, another NFL news. Jack Doyle retired, but that's minor compared to this. I mean, on Twitter, Calvin Ridley was saying about L's. I'm just going to go to it right now on my Twitter. Yeah, on his Twitter right now, I'm going to pull this up. God first, Atlanta Falcons wide receiver. Football is life, laughing, and then he says, I learned from my L's. Was he responding to the investigation? I learned from my L's. Well, I hope so. Why does he swallow so hard? Swallow what? Like, what is this? It's insane. I can't even believe this is happening. We're basically having a 21st century version of Pete Rose, except with a career not as impressive as Pete Rose. Stephen Holder, this is my first question. Can you imagine the Falcons would have pulled a banana in the tailpipe? Could this involve it? I don't know. It's insane to me to think about it. I mean, fantasy is very big in the NFL. Gambling is. Madden games are. I mean, this stuff is very significant to the league's business structure. It shouldn't be a shock that, I mean, all the fans are into it. People always accuse the refs of having it. And, you know, I know it's not in the guidelines to bet while you're playing, but you shouldn't be shocked that when you advertise it that much, eventually people are going to start doing it from within. But how big does it have to be in order to get suspended for the entire year of football? That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane to me. David Compton, millions is not enough for those kind of NFL players that get to live $10 more than they will be happy. That's true. And that's not just the same for the NFL players. Everyone. Corporations, CEOs, lots of people. There's never such thing as too much money. People always want more money. My friend Jack Silverstein, Tom Pelorcello just released the NFL. Here's the release from the NFL on the suspension of Calvin Ridley, who was away from the team facility when he made the bets during a 5-day period. 5-day period. Jeez. So only like 5 days. Falcons Calvin Ridley suspended for at least the 2022 season for betting on NFL games during the 2021 season. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell suspended Calvin Ridley for the Atlanta Falcons indefinitely for at least the conclusion of the 2022 season for betting on NFL games during the 2021 season. The activity took place during only a 5-day period in late November 2021 when Ridley was not with the team and was away from the club's facility on a non-football illness list. A league investigation uncovered no evidence of indicating any inside information was used or any game was comprised of any way, nor was there evidence suggesting any awareness by the coaches, staff, teammates, or other players of his betting activity. In a letter to Ridley notifying the team of his suspension, Commissioner Goodell wrote, There's nothing more fundamental to the NFL's success and to the reputation, so they call it one of associated with our league, and then upholding the integrity of the game. Really? Integrity? Really, bro? Integrity. Integrity, really? This is stupid. That's just my opinion, though. This is the responsibility of every player, coach, owner, game official, and everyone who's else employed by the league. Your actions put the integrity of the game at risk. People don't care. People bet on the game all the time. Like, seriously, you always advertise it nonstop. Your actions put the integrity of the game at risk, threaten to damage public confidence. Come on, guys. Seriously? No one believes you. And potentially undermine the reputations of your fellow players throughout the NFL. He wasn't even playing. He wasn't even playing for the Falcons. He was away. He was away from the team. Are you kidding me? For decades, gambling on NFL games have been considered among the most significant violations of league policy, warranting the most substantial sanction. In your case, I acknowledge and commended your promptly reporting for an interview in front of your avocations. Ridley made a petition for reinstatement after February 15, 2023. Pursuant to the NFL-NFLPA collective bargaining agreement, he may appeal suspension by filling notice within 3 days. This is ridiculous, in my opinion. You're saying about integrity. Integrity? Really? You run commercials. This isn't like the 90s where you were away from it. Now the NFL is in bed with these advertisers. They're in bed with DraftKings. They're in bed with FanDuel. They're always having sportsbook apps and Caesars Sportsbook. They advertise this nonstop. They always advertise it. Don't tell me about this talk of integrity. Really? You're going to tell me about integrity? Really? Was not having Kaepernick there a sign of your integrity? Was ignoring people that were within the organizations that have accused the Redskins / Commanders of abuse a sign of your integrity? Really? This is integrity to you? The stuff in Washington doesn't go against your integrity? The stuff with Brian Flores doesn't go against your integrity? The stuff all over the years with abuse, that doesn't go against your integrity? But betting on games while he's away from the team's facility for months is it goes against your integrity? Really? Really? You're with your advertisers nonstop and you're talking about this for integrity? Are you kidding me? Really? This is absolutely ridiculous and insulting. Real integrity. That just blows me away. You're saying that this harms the league's integrity. This does. Not abuse from what's inside. Not with, real serious accusations. But this goes against the integrity. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does. How did he get caught? I guess they found him. I don't know. This is ridiculous. This is way too overstepping the boundaries by the NFL, in my opinion. You advertise sports betting nonstop, and I'm down with it. People do it all the time. Yeah, poor rule of 51 or under 4 million in the cap of the Calvin News. I mean, you could go against the Falcons all you want, but this has nothing to do with the Falcons. Nothing to do with Matt Ryan. It has nothing to do with, anyone else from the team. This is ridiculous. This isn't like Pete Rose like 30 years ago where they weren't Now they're always with these advertisers. Now they're always with them. This is hypocrisy. This is total hypocrisy. This is total nonsense. It's nonsense. It's hypocrisy. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Only for 5 days. Seriously. For a whole year. Richard Walker. Ridley's a clown for this. So if mental health is serious, why would he bet? Apparently it's only for 5 days during November. So one person say in a meme, someone should rename his number from 18 to minus 4.5. Okay, that's pretty funny. But he wasn't even playing for them. He was away. Well, yeah, he deserves the slander. It goes against the rules. I think the rules are stupid, in my opinion. I mean, he was away from the team and he having issues with the Falcons for a while. Was this what the reason was? Is this what the reason was? All because of this? Unbelievable. This is absolutely ridiculous. And so is that why he didn't travel with them to London? Apparently not. It only said this happened in November. Falcoholic Matt says, I don't know the exact odds, but Calvin really would want in on that action. Oh my God. Yeah, the spread, thanks Devontae Porter. But it's total hypocrisy. It's not shocking for the league that they would be like this. I mean, granted, as an active player, that's sure, but he was also away from the team. Their business, but yet it's our business if he bets on games while he's away. But we don't even know what games he bet on. Did he bet on his own team? Did he bet against his team? Did he bet for other teams? Did he bet for the Rams or the Bengals or the Chiefs or something like that? He's only for 5 days and he was suspended for an entire season. David Compton. The system today makes it so that way if you ain't got the money, you ain't nobody. So all these different ways to make money is your job. Yeah, I agree. It's just ridiculous. It's just total BS in my opinion. I mean, He wasn't playing. He didn't bet against his team. He didn't bet for his team. And the league is always talking about advertisers nonstop. I mean, this is huge news. This is absolutely huge news. NFL says that Calvin Ridley was informed there was an investigation and sat for an interview. Like, I was going to type to one of my friends, like, it shouldn't be a shock. I sent it to my friends in Atlanta about this. Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane to me. Calvin Ridley is now trending. And the Stephen Ross, like, really? You want to talk about integrity? Yeah, Tom Pellerseller also says, massive news on the suspension of Calvin Ridley, whose contract will toll during this at least 1 year suspension from the NFL on betting games. He'll now be under jeez. Come off their books. That's one way to free up some cap space, I can tell you that. Couldn't have come at a better time. I mean, Martin Weiss says, there's nothing more fundamental to the league's success. Goodell talking to Calvin Ridley or Stephen Ross. I mean, Stephen Ross, what he did, that attacks the integrity of the game far more. Paying your coach more if you lose games. Like, I mean, I trust his former letter will swap out Ridley's name for Stephen Ross. I mean, that actually affects the integrity of the game significantly more. Now, granted, they're still going through the investigation. And there's a chance that if that is the case, Stephen Ross, they said, will have to sell the team. But it says, yeah, politicians hold/buy and sell stock. Well, that's true. Why are football players held to higher standards than the politicians making laws? I agree. I mean, for example, when Trump was president, he was still allowed to hold his business. Granted, he wasn't owning it. I mean, it was Donald Trump Jr., and all these politicians are able to hold stock in all these companies, like big pharmaceutical companies, and be millionaires and huge and super rich. Do you think it'll get any better? No. I think people are going to open up to the hypocrisy more. I mean, why are we holding athletes to higher standards than politicians? Why are we holding people that are not as important as politicians to why are we holding them to a higher standard? Why? Why is that? Like, we allow the politicians to hold stocks. We allow them to get money and fundraising for everything, but yet players can't bet on other teams, especially if they're not involved. Especially when you advertise it nonstop. I mean, only was for 5 games. Like, this is the first real bombshell when, yeah, this is huge. I guess that means, like, it's, I mean, you're saying about this for integrity, but yet, I know it's a system, but people don't like the system. And, people that don't like the system take advantage of the system. I mean, the people in charge make the rules, and they do it all the time. People are very mad saying, I mean, people accuse of rigging all the time. Like, integrity doesn't exist. They just say it all the time. I don't buy this stuff with Calvin Ridley and integrity because at least integrity wasn't hurt. For real, they're just athletes. These players can't smoke weed for medical purposes, but they can legally... Yeah, they can't smoke weed, but they can take addictive painkillers. They can't bet on other teams when they're away, but yet the politicians can. He never impacted the integrity. He wasn't even playing. There was no integrity lost. It's a business. There is no integrity there. There's no morals there. Morality is subjective. Integrity is subjective. There's no integrity lost. People are going to look at the league the same. If anything, they're going to look at them worse by seeing this. Oh, no. Andrew Siciliano said they did involve the Falcons. Big news here. Apparently, it did involve the Falcons. A source informed the NFL's investigation of Calvin Ridley's gambling tells me the bets did involve the Falcons. The NFL statement said the investigation uncovered no evidence indicating any inside information was used or any game compromised anyone. Holy shit. Holy shit. Sorry. Ridley placed parlay bets on NFL games using his cell phone. Man. But listen, you shouldn't be shocked this is happening. Red Zone, FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, MGM. You're hosting. The Raiders are in Vegas because of it, too. Don't. Integrity. No one ever believed deep down there was integrity. It's a business. Listen. That's Ridley from Metroid. There's no integrity. Like, people need to... There's no integrity. The NFL now sponsors while he's suspended. Integrity of the game. And it gets them officiating with some integrity. Take a more serious stance against betting from inactive players than domestic assault, rape, murder. We keep advertising DraftKings. And then they'll say it's for the fans, but, you know, when it's also advertised nonstop, it shouldn't shock me that some players are involved, too. But, man, this is just hypocrisy, in my opinion. And it seems way too harsh. I mean, they can't allow players, but he wasn't playing. Like, this has a lot of debate going on. It has a lot of debate going on, and I can't blame people for feeling that way. And there's more quote tweets. But yeah, let's get real about your saying, mark my words, it will not be better as time moves on. Oh, I agree. I think it's only going to get worse. I believe it's only going to get worse. Well, Cordell Patterson's going to stay. So, you can't blame Matt Ryan now, can you? He was the best part about that team's offense. Kind of curious what bets Ridley made. Imagine taking the under. No way Matt Ryan throws for 265.5 against New Orleans. Oh, man. Oh, Calvin Ridley just made a tweet. I bet $1,500 total. I don't have a gambling problem. He's being open about this. He's flat out being open about this. Sending it to one of my group chats. He bet $1,500 total. He does not have a gambling problem. And he says, learn from my L's. Did that include money lost, Calvin? Yeah. I need Matt Ryan in the Hall of Fame right now. He tried to carry... Did he bet for the Falcons or against the Falcons? I mean, you shouldn't be shocked this is happening. Unbelievable. But that's all I have to say. It's absolute ridiculous. It's absolute crazy. But I'm also not shocked it's happening. Best of luck, guys. Stay safe. And, yeah, that's a big thing. He said he betted $1,500. Like, what? I'm not a big draft. Did he win? Did it just have the Falcons? Oh, my God. Stay safe, everyone. Like, this is... let's see. What's the other guys? Let's see more stuff with the Falcons. God. It's absolutely insane. Falcons fandom is a choose-your-own-adventure book where every page is on fire. David Compton is your talk show is good, but beating a dead horse. I know. That's why I'm going to be ending soon. But that's all I have to say, guys. Stay safe. Like this video. Subscribe to Zenny62. Go to oaklandnewsnow.com. Stay safe, everyone. And as always, peace out.